Hi guys and welcome to Razon.com. This is Mohit Soni. What you're looking at is the Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara, and this aims to change the Indian market in the mid-size SUV segment forever, because the kind of technology, packaging and features list along with the design it has come and almost ready to dethrone the Hyundai Creta and the Kia Seltos the way it has been selling out over the last 1 year. We did tell you a lot about it on our website. Sadly, it took almost over 6 months for us to test drive the vehicle, and but nevertheless it's here. We've almost driven it almost for 400 kilometers plus, and we have also driven its cousin, so we have a very fair idea of what this Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara is all about. Well, to begin with, I really want to congratulate Maruti for getting a design so right. It's got the right elements. As you can see, it looks fantastic in this light. The color is fantastic. These LED DRLs look really good, very signature LED DRLs. We've never seen something like this before on any other car. The grille is proportionate. You get a nice chrome accent here to which runs all the way from here. It looks nice. It's got a bit of U shape. It's got a bit of lower up bumper, which is also working quite well. You've got these very toyish boxy headlamps on offer. Of course, there are no fog lamps on this car. Those are headlamps, and it's the side profile that also impresses me, because it looks like a quintessential Japanese design in every single way. The doors are bigger. The glasses are also just about big enough. 17-inch wheels look really nice, and they're a mixture of old school and modern. It's the rare that truly captivates everybody's attention, because the LED bar and the detailing inside the LED lights just looks very brilliant. Hybrid means it's a strong hybrid, so that's what the badge says here. And of course, I really like the design. Nevertheless, as much as I want to say, I won't be stopping about talking about this car. And like the chrome element here, there is chrome here as well. Surprisingly, it's gone bad within just a year. It's almost got a champagne gold finish. It doesn't look very chromish. I don't know whether it's supposed to be this way or not, but it is what we can see here. I assume this is supposed to be chrome like this. So yeah, I guess you've got roof rails which should work probably. We don't know whether they are usable or not, or just cosmetic over here. And let's go at the back, begin the interior, to tell you the fact that the boot, of course, is compromised. You don't get much space here, because as you look below, this is it. That is a closed section over there. So big bags cannot fit unless you remove the parcel tray, and even after you remove that, there is not going to be much help with the large suitcases that you have. A lot of small things and small bags can come here, so it is still usable. It's not entirely useless per se, and which some people like to call it, but there is enough space. And somehow the criticism is the fact that you have to live with this battery, and every other rival has a larger boot, so that is something that has to be noted down as well. Coming at the back, this is me behind my own driving position. Seat is placed quite high because the fuel tank is below the seat here, and good knee room, very good leg room. Headroom, of course, is downright tight. Hope you can see there's hardly any headroom left for me, and that is going to be an issue for taller people. I'm just 5'10", and I'm already facing an issue with this. You've got AC vents here, charging points, some space to keep some stuff, which is actually quite deep. Armrest with cup can holders, 3 adjustable headrests with 3-pointed seat belts for all 3 of them, so that should help it in getting the crash ratings right, hopefully this time. And you've got these door pads which can hold a bottle, some stuff here as well. And the most important, full size panoramic sunroof on a Maruti Suzuki. Who thought that day would come? But it's here, so that's great, and that's one of the reasons why you don't have great headroom in this car. Maruti needs to learn more about that and get more headroom with the panoramic sunroof like its rivals. So yeah, at the back, of course, seat quality is just about okay. The plastics are just about okay. There is a lot of soft touch material here which makes up for that. And this is what the rear seat experience is like. The backrest also is quite upright, so you can't really relax here. I think it's just about okay. It could have been slightly better, which would have aided in much more comfort at the back, but this is still okay. Under thigh support is also good enough. And let's go at the front now. keyless entry and go. Push button start. 360-degree camera. You have an HUD. Keep it pressed, it pops out like this. That's the 360-degree camera right there, doing all the drama that is necessary to show you that it is a 360-degree camera. A very large button for the hazard lamp, which is going to be used, more than we expect, because it's there to grab attention. AC controls are typical of any other Maruti nowadays. You've got charging points, wireless charger, 12-volt socket, traction control button. Most importantly, ventilated seats on both sides. You've got 3 drive modes, an EV mode, and digital instrument cluster. So you've got tons and tons of features here. You can go through a lot in every single option here. Then you go into this, look at amount of settings that you can control on this, and it's all via through this button here. Press this, you go into another mode. That's the trip, fuel efficiency, and the energy meter here. All of that is visible here as well. We really like the Maruti's infotainment system here, which is actually quite good, and it always impresses us quite a lot. The infotainment system, like I was telling you earlier, is downright brilliant. The touch, the graphics, the fonts, the layout, the response, everything just works really well. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto is wireless. It's very easy to connect and disconnect at the same time if you don't want Android Auto like me. The connection is obviously very fast and very seamless for people who want to use it. Really, the sound system is also quite good, and like I already explained you, the digital meter also makes a lot of sense. The HUD is also very, very futuristic. You get quite a big glove box here, which is not illuminated or chilled, surprisingly. IRVM is automatic, and you've got the champagne gold finish here as well. The seats are also very large, very supportive. Unlike any other Maruti that we've seen in the past, it is quite good, and the comfort is there. It is slightly on the softer side, so it should aid in everyday commuting for people. You've got the typical buttons as always, switch gear that we see in other Marutis, of course. And like I said, quality is just about okay. It's not good, it's not great. For a car of this size, there is something more expected. There is of course soft touch here and here as well, on this side also, but could have done with much better finish and quality. Surprisingly, even if after you review a car after a year, you exactly find out what is right and what is wrong. So after a year, this is how the cabin is going to look like. It feels quite solid. That's the best part. The quality can sort of put you off on a daily basis, because I think that is clearly deteriorating very slowly and steadily in this car. You've got some space here, like I showed you the wireless charger here. You've got an armrest which is adjustable and needs a little bit further push. Height adjustable seats, belts and seats for the driver side, of course. Steering controls, dedicated controls for the music system, which is always well appreciated. Auto wipers and auto lights are here, which is also welcome. The stocks feel good, much better than before, I assume, on the Grand Vitara here. And like I told you, the sound system is also quite good on the GV. Yeah, that's what the interior is all about. Let's start driving. So what is the Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara hybrid like to drive? Well, this is the 1.5 litre motor, which is a 3-cylinder unit, which makes 101 bhp of power and 140 Nm of torque, mated to an eCVT gearbox, and also connected to a lithium 1 kilowatt battery, which provides EV mode and in the car, and that is one of the reasons why it is really fuel efficient. Well, the engine is smooth and refined. It gets a lot of low end and mid-range power, but it isn't enough for if you are fully loaded up to the 4 passengers and some luggage. It can be a bit of an issue pulling up on guard sections, and if you are want to make a big overtake, you will have to plan it accordingly, because the performance is good, not great. And if you are driving solo or with just 2-3 people without luggage, so that will not be a problem. Unless you're fully up with luggage, it should not be a problem with this car. But what is really impressive in this car is the refinement. You don't hear the engine. Half of the time it runs in EV mode. Even while cruising between 70-75, it can go into EV mode. Under 40 kilometers an hour, it's in EV mode all the time. And you know, if you have your throttle very constant, and you know, you're not going up and down the accelerator, if you're maintaining the speed, it will go into EV mode, and that is when the fuel is saved because the engine is cut off. And at the same time, your battery is also being charged the moment you brake. If you put it in B mode, that's what I suggest when you're going downhill or when you're in traffic. That takes care of your braking duties, because regen basically becomes braking, and it brakes for you as well. It almost becomes a one pedal car, almost, not entirely. And that makes life even more easier while driving in the city. Your battery is getting charged, so you can get more EV mode out of it. And when you're deaccelerating or getting your accelerator off the foot, it is also charging the battery. So the more you brake and the more you deaccelerate and the more you drive in B mode, the higher amount of battery you will be left with. And that's where you will save a lot of fuel. In our testing, an average test of on the highway in the city, we saw that we got 21 kilometers to the liter, and I think that is a very good number. In the city it was showing up to 22, 23. On the highway it was showing 24, 25. We've completely rounded off those numbers as an average, and just come down to 21 in our testing. And we could not actually properly do a range test, but we got the usual fuel efficiency numbers that we do always. 21 kilometers to the liter in a car which is a mid-size SUV is clearly downright brilliant. We will try and do a range test in the future, so watch out for that. When it comes to the handling, this is one of the best Marutis till date. Ride quality is very good. The suspension travel is quite high, and it goes over bumps with authority, and it almost feels very, very sophisticated in the way it deals with bad roads, very bad roads and just bad roads. So going over any sort of speed breaker, pothole and everything, the Grand Vitara just feels unfazed, so at any given speed. So that is great. The only problem is that road noise and wind noise creeps inside the cabin. Even the traffic noise is quite high, because again Maruti continues to use a very thin windows for for the doors. So that is why the premium experience it isn't there. I know the Seltos and the Hyundai are much better insulated from tire, wind noise and traffic noise. So that is something that Grand Vitara can work on, and something that can be improved via aftermarket accessories as well. But then again, anything that comes from the factory is really well done. Maruti actually knows how to do great stuff, so I suggest that this can be incorporated in the future. Ride quality is impressive. The steering is light and precise. It's heavy when you want it, and it provides good feedback as well. It doesn't feel very artificial. It actually feels quite nice, so that's good. Braking is good, and with the regen as well. Of course, with regen, braking always leaves room for improvement, and it can be seen here as well. But like I said, with the Grand Vitara, the pricing I think is justified, because you're getting tons of features, very good handling, very good ride quality, an engine that is very smooth, very refined, very fuel efficient, and just about okay in terms of performance. So I think Maruti is asking for a very high price, but they've also justified that price quite well. So that is a very impressive feat to have, and that is what makes the Grand Vitara definitely top choice in this segment for us. Of course, quality could have been better and performance could have been better on the inside, but then again, I think this is one of the best Marutis till date. I think after the Ertiga, then the Brezza, and now the Grand Vitara, these are my three favorite, and of course the S-Cross as well with the 1.6 motor, which is already gone. So that is a different story. But then again, these are my top 4 Marutis, and Grand Vitara is one of them. I'm really impressed with this car. Cannot wait to spend more time with it, and I hope I do in the future and let you know about it. You'll get to know about it if you subscribe to the channel, follow us on social media and website for everyday updates. Until then, goodbye.